Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. This is Carol from Practical Mystic, and I'm going to be doing a short little 3-card reading asking for some guidance and some insight as we begin a brand new month, the month of November, Monday. And in that month, many of you may know that we are going to be having a new moon in Scorpio, and that is on the 4th of November. A lot is happening out there. I'm also going to be taking one card from the Lantern Oracle, and that is by the creator of Angelina Mirabio. I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. She has a PhD in creative writing, but she also is well versed in arts, music, symbology, and the world of tarot. And this oracle deck has to do with the 4 phases of consciousness. It's a deck that I used for a lot of shadow work, and I thought it would be very appropriate to take one card because we are dealing with the new moon in Scorpio. We have been dealing with Pluto, which is the ruler of Scorpio. Pluto is making heavy aspects, has been for a while, continues around the new moon and into November. And Pluto, known as the god of the underworld, has to do with hidden things being revealed, but it also has to do with revealing the unknown world within us, and that's what we're going to be focusing on. So going back to these 4 phases of consciousness taken from a feminine aspect, this deck really is insightful for shadow work, for spiritual growth, for clarity. And those 4 phases are shown by the maiden, which is water, mother, which is earth, a guardian is air, and crone is fire. So we'll pull one card and see what we get there. What is happening, everyone, with this new moon and with all the energies that we've all been experiencing, and individually and collectively, is this maybe there's this urgency to get things done, to rush to the finish line. And of course, that's very important as we head to the new moon on the 4th. And I would suggest that we look at tying up some loose ends, but also asking ourselves, was what we're trying to hurry up and finish or accumulate, was it valuable? Was it worthwhile? Because going forward, as we come to the finish line of 2021, with Uranus the way it is, we are asking ourselves, what is it that I value? And what is it that I do not value anymore or find no value in? And that's the key for this reading, and the reason why I'm opening up the tarot is that whatever I find no value in, let me let it go. Let me release it. And it may hurt, it may be uncomfortable, it may be something I've been resisting for a long time, it may be a crutch, it may be an addiction. But in the long run, it's imperative if we are to continue on our spiritual growth. So that is the big question. What is no longer valuable to me? Let's hopefully have the courage to let it go and begin again with this new moon in Scorpio, which is very, very powerful because it's in numerology, it falls into a master number month. The 11 is a master number, and it's a number that indicates the need for balance. It is called the Master Builder, and the vibration for November is this surge of energy to be creative, to do, to complete, to obtain. And what happens sometimes is that we put too much energy on one aspect. Remember, we have when to put energy in, maybe when to take out energy. When we put too much of fire, it burns it, and we can't use it anymore. So the 11 is this reminder to be like the high priestess, sit in the center, realize that you have the power of both columns, the masculine and the feminine, to give and to receive and to find balance in that. And you may have to kind of take inventory of what has been happening in the last 6 months of your life. Okay, enough said. Let's go ahead and shuffle the cards. And basically, I'm going to ask for the wisdom of the tarot to give us insight into how we can better navigate November 1st to November 8th, incorporating the new moon in Scorpio on the 4th. So let's go ahead. Okay, and the wisdom of the tarot is the Three of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and the Nine of Wands. My friends, it's talking to us for sure. All right, you heard me say in the beginning of this video about doing shadow work, and the Three of Swords has to do with, it's called I look at it as the three aspects of the inner child. We have the mother within us, the father within us, and the child within us. And we have old wounds, and one crosses the other. But there's no blood, and there's tears. And those tears are cleansing. The clouds, the energy of that past has now been penetrated. It has hurt the heart, but the pressure has been released, and now we can go forward. And that is what this ace is all about. We are now clearing this from our consciousness. The Three of Swords shows you heartfelt thought patterns, memories, what was left in the unconscious, and it's now falling. We now start, through the hand of God, this new seed, this new beginning. We have that new moon on the 4th, and it says that you're giving an opportunity to do what Pluto does. Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth. So is the sign of Scorpio. And we see that depicted on the crown here, because we have the death of the Christ on the cross, Palm Sunday, which is this palm, and then we have the rebirth of the Christ, which is Christmas, which is the holly branch. So the process symbolically of Pluto is being depicted here in this Eight of Swords, and we are all given this new birth opportunity. And what is in the future for us at the Nine of Wands is we have to let go of the hesitation or that insecurity. Yes, we've had our battles, and we remember that. We have our wounds, we have memories of what hurt us physically, emotionally, and mentally. And we build up these defenses. But if you can see, the card is showing us this opening. And that opening is quite interesting, because we have 3 wands to the right, which really mirror the 3 swords here. And then we have the new opportunities of the wand that he is holding, which is spirit, which is fire, which is creativity, which is beginning again. What is it that I want to create? Remember, 11 is the month where we start gathering all those things, and they could be in an organized way by writing them down in our journals, what it is that what we will need, what is the equipment that we need, what are the ingredients in order to manifest what it is that we ultimately really want to start in this new year. The 9 number, yes, is a number of completion, but it also says that we are having to make sure of what is completed is completed in a manner that isn't no longer going to rear its head later on down the road, that we buried this, that we no longer consider it important, and we don't bring it up again. Woundology, I think Carolyn Mays has a great analogy that she says it's like a scab, and that scab is really healing beautiful, and then we get triggered, and all of a sudden we start picking that scab, and that wound now is open again, and we're talking about it, and we're feeling it, and we're reliving it, we're re-victimizing ourselves. So I want to add that in, that for once and for all, as we are moving into this new energy, finalizing everything, let's possibly have a clause for this new moon that I will release and let go once and for all, and just take those energy cords wherever they are, in our hearts, in our minds, in our past, and sever them once and for all with the sword. You can take that sword and cut them and be done with them. Okay, let's go ahead and see what the Lantern Oracle has to do to add to this insight. Amazing reading. Okay. And I'm probably going to have to put my glasses on to see this. It's number 17, transition. So I am going to, that sounds perfect. Look in the little guidebook under transition and read from there. And I think transition has to do with Earth, which is, of course, the mother, but I'm not sure. Let me check that before no, it's 37 transition. I apologize. Let's see, 37. And I got it, yes. You have all of the inner resources you need to cross whatever bridges arises on your path. And the Crone message, and the Crone is fire. So here, really, it is adding to what we saw in the 9 of Wands, because the Crone is the fire. And let me read what is told here. Transitions are the blessings rarely recognized as such at the time. So, we are in a transitional state, and we need to keep that in mind, that it is going to help us, that we are forming a bridge. Certainly that's true. And I hope you enjoyed this. I welcome your comments. Thanks, everyone. Please let me know if you have any questions. Blessing. Have a wonderful end of the month, and we'll talk again soon. Bye for now.